for the camera your name and affiliation and why you accept the invitation from REAP to take part in the Challenge Academy. We'll start there.
Okay. My name is Mike Green. I am co-founder of the America21 project. I have 16 years award-winning media experience, and I've been a tech entrepreneur, and currently the America21 project is my full-time focus. I accepted this invitation because this is important. It feeds right into the goals of the America21 project, which is to change the economic narrative across Black, Hispanic, and urban America, is to promote inclusive competitiveness within the established ecosystems across the nation, and also to connect the disconnected to regional innovation clusters and opportunity. And what you're doing is part of our framework, which is STEM education and workforce development, high growth entrepreneurship, and access to capital. And you're training the next generation, and you're empowering them with leadership capabilities and with knowledge and vision. And that's right in our wheelhouse.
So with your presentation, can you maybe give a quick, some high points in terms of what you may discuss and the response from the students, you know, in lieu of the concerns you raised just previously in terms of really bridging that gap? Were the kids connected? Do you see the value of an event like this? And what would you share to potentially future presenters in terms of the value of their time coming and investing in tomorrow's leaders?
Well, one of the things that I was concerned about, my wife actually put this concern into my head, is that potentially the type of material I was bringing would be over the heads of these kids. And I thought, no, these are young people who are inheriting an economic system. We live in a capitalist society. They need to know how these mechanisms and processes work to create jobs and wealth. Otherwise, how can they participate? So I started out with 3 things, and that is VIP. I asked them, well, what do you think VIP means? And of course they said very important person. Well, VIP in my presentation means vision, inspiration, and perspective. And my job was to give them perspective and to give them vision and hope that would inspire them.
Oh, that's powerful. So in your line of work, and I'm sure you speak to quite a few people, you look at Oregon, where you've landed, what are some of the opportunities for that creation, for innovation, to move Oregon's landscape to the next level of development?
Well, it's interesting because we're all over the country. We're in DC, we're in Cleveland, we're in Silicon Valley, we're in New York, we're in Atlanta. We have networks all across the country. I think, and this is kind of an interesting development, but I think that Portland is ahead of the game. And the reason I think that Portland is ahead of the game is because when you talk about inclusive competitiveness, you're talking about people who have created regional innovation clusters turning around and recognizing that there are some people who aren't at that table. Here in Portland, they've recognized that. You have Portland Development Commission that has come to the table and said, you know what, the American21 project has a great idea, and they have an understanding, and we want to support that. When we talk about the Urban Innovation Roundtable that we created here, still under development, it was an idea that we proposed, and Portland Development Commission, Portland State University, Oregon Health Sciences University, University of Portland, the governor's office, the mayor's office, Metro. You talk about a lot of folks coming together around an idea and willing to discuss this idea to see how they can further that idea. That's not happening anywhere else. And then you bring together the multicultural communities who have been disconnected from those innovation clusters, and they're coming to the table. You don't have that anywhere else. That's happening here, and it's being led by a local organization called Ideal Portland. Ideal Portland, led by Dwayne Johnson, has connected with America21 and partnered with us. And they are partnered with, they're being supported by PDC and others. And they are moving this agenda forward to do what? To connect the disconnected, to create an inclusive environment so that strengthens the entire region's innovation economy.
Now, when you go back to your wife's comment in terms of concern and valid concern with the young people, in lieu of the Urban Leadership Roundtable and the various entities who have kind of assembled behind this vision of the America21 project, what advice or perspective will you share with organizations like REAP that really drills down that next generation of innovators, if you will? How do we keep them engaged and connected going forward?
I told I told this group that we have to channel, we have to create a seamless channel for young generations to get on board this innovation economy. It's just moving too fast. This innovation economy is a knowledge-based, tech-driven, global economy. And in order to get on board it, either in the workforce or as high-growth entrepreneurs, you need STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. You need it. It's not something that is an elective. It should be core to the educational process. And we know that there are various difficulties and challenges that educational systems are engaging in order to transition to bring in and incorporate STEM education. But these kids can lead that charge. They can be the leaders because they know that their future is at stake. And how do they know that? Because we've given them the vision, we've given them the perspective, we've honored them and respected them as adults, even though they're not adults, but we've honored and respected their mentality and their capacity to understand how this whole capitalist society works. And guess what? They got it.
Thank you, Mike, great for coming to Portland. Appreciate it. Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot. Appreciate it.
That's all right.